Have you noticed that small children often put their hands in their mouths, bite their nails, or suck their thumbs? And this happens to almost everyone. For some, this habit goes away, while for others, it remains even into adulthood. Some people will say, "It's just nerves." And they would be right. But it's still interesting. Why do fingers become the object through which we express anxiety and tension? Is there a deeper reason for this? It turns out there is. And it's very important. Our fingers are an extension of the brain. Let's start with the fact that our hands are, in essence, an external manifestation of the brain's work. A huge number of nerve endings are concentrated at the tips of our fingers. They are directly connected to the brain, and every time we touch, stroke, or press something, the brain receives a powerful stream of information from our fingers. There is even a scientific term for this, the somatosensory cortex. If we imagine that all parts of the body occupy their own place in this area of the brain, then the hands account for almost a quarter of the total area. In other words, our hands are our main tool for learning about the world. When a person is anxious or stressed, internal tension builds up in the body. And the brain tries to redirect it somewhere. This is where the hands come to the rescue. We start tapping our fingers on the table, clenching our fists, picking at our nails, touching something. This is an unconscious attempt to release internal tension through movement. In essence, it is a form of self-help, and sometimes self-aggression, when a person, instead of venting their emotions outwardly, turns them inward. Therefore, the habit of biting your nails or picking at the skin around them is not just a bad habit. It is a signal that a person is anxious and lacks inner balance. How are fingers connected to organs? But psychology is not the only factor at play here. In traditional medical systems such as Chinese medicine and Ayurveda, fingers are considered energy conduits and are closely related to the functioning of organs. In Ayurveda, each finger is associated with a specific element and system of the body. The thumb is the element of fire. It is responsible for digestion, stomach function, and metabolism. The index finger is air, associated with the lungs and breathing. The middle finger is ether, associated with the intestines and the internal space of the body. The ring finger is earth, responsible for bones, joints, and mineral balance. The little finger is water, affecting the kidneys and urinary system. In Chinese medicine, the fingers are entry points to the energy meridians through which life energy, or qi, flows. By stimulating the fingers, you can activate the flow of energy, restore balance, and even relieve pain. What does medicine say? In the language of modern science, all this is close to a field called reflexology. It studies how massaging certain points on the body affects the internal organs. There are indeed biologically active zones on the palms and fingers that are connected to different systems of the body. And if you gently stimulate these areas, you can improve your well-being, normalize sleep and digestion, and reduce headaches or anxiety. For example, the thumb is connected to the brain and nervous system. Massaging this area improves concentration and blood circulation and helps with headaches. The index finger is responsible for the stomach and intestines. Stimulating it improves digestion and relieves spasms. Middle finger helps the heart and blood vessels, normalizes blood pressure. Ring finger, connected to the urinary and reproductive systems. Little finger reflects the condition of the heart and emotional state. Massaging it helps with anxiety, stress, and cardiac arrhythmias. By the way, here's an interesting historical fact. Emergency medical technicians knew a quick way to help with a heart attack: massaging the nail phalanx of the little finger. This activated the necessary reflexes and helped improve well-being before the doctor arrived. Simple self-massage techniques. Now let's take a look at how you can use this knowledge in practice. All you need is your hands and a few minutes of time. 1. Warming up your palms. Before you begin, rub your palms together. This activates blood circulation and prepares the nerve endings. You can imagine how you are awakening the energy in your hands. 2. For headaches. If you have a headache, especially on the right side, massage your right thumb. Use the nail of your other hand to gently press on the base of the nail for 30 to 60 seconds. This will reflexively reduce intracranial pressure and help your brain relax. 3. For the stomach and intestines. Take your index finger and gently stroke it with the fingers of your other hand from the base to the nail, as if you were removing excess weight. You can also simply wrap your palm around your finger and massage it gently. This helps with heaviness, bloating, and even constipation. 4. For the heart and emotions. If you feel anxious or your heart is racing, pay attention to your little finger. Stroke it, gently massage the pad, you can squeeze and release it a little. After a couple of minutes, you will feel your breathing become calmer and more even. 5. For female and male health. The ring finger is connected to the reproductive system. Massage it from the base to the tip, as if you were removing a ring. This improves blood flow in the pelvic organs and has a beneficial effect on hormone levels. And finally, our hands are an amazing tool. They are capable not only of working and creating, but also of healing ourselves. Through touch, massage, and movement, we can relieve stress, ease pain, and improve our well-being. So don't ignore your fingers, give them a little attention every day. Knead them, warm them, thank them. And you will notice how your soul becomes lighter, calmer, and happier. Take care of yourself and your health. See you again soon, friends.